Hello, I'm doing a short little video here to, well, it's probably not going to be that short if you're not a bike fan, but this is just to show the KLR250 that I'm selling. I don't know what year it is. I do have an ownership, I just don't know offhand. I think it's 91, 92. It's a KLR250, liquid cooled. Has 11,000 K on the clock. Runs like a top. So short history. A guy I rode with had bought it as I think a first bike and used it, but then he had trouble starting it. It's kickstart model, and so another guy that knows bikes got it from him for cheap, and he adjusted the valves, found a tight valve, said, well, that's like what I think's wrong with it, but I just got to get rid of it because he didn't have the space. So I bought it from him. He says, you got to give the bike a full going over. So I brought it home and put gas in it and fired it up, and it fired right away and drives like a top. I didn't really do much else to it. So it doesn't leak oil. I do turn the gas off because it will get a gas scent in a garage if you leave it on. It's really not a clean bike. It's dirty and it's got issues with some parts of it, like the rear turn signals are shot. But generally, if you're looking for a woods weapon that is adult size, if you're an adult sized person looking for a dirt bike that you can ride somewhere where you don't need insurance, this is the bike for you, because it is really reliable and it's cheap. In fact, if I do a Kijiji search for $1,000, I'm not even going to find adult-sized bikes that are working, and this thing works like a top, only 11,000 K. But it's cosmetically really rough. If you wanted to street plate it, yeah, I got an ownership, but you're going to need turn signals. It's been run without a battery for the longest time, so it needs a battery. I think even some of the lights do kind of work when it's running, but obviously you'll need a battery. The tires, I believe, are DOT, but I mean, are you going to be the guy that rides 20-year-old knobbies in the rain on the street? I would, but I wouldn't recommend it for other people. So, you know, the money you're going to put into it to get back on the road and the time you spend, you might be better off to take all the money you got and then a little bit more and buy something better. But then, of course, whatever you buy newer, it's going to need even more work and there'll be more expensive parts. So, I don't know what to say. I think I've wired the fan so it's on all the time, but it turns really slowly. So all that stuff, you can see this turn signal here is broken. It's got screws and electrical tape to hold it. I did that with the rear, but of course people drop it. Basically, I got it 15 years ago, like I said. It fired up. It's been a property machine primarily. It rides 6-7 times a year. It always works for me. Sometimes people's bikes blow up and they borrow it when we go out riding. Sometimes people don't have a bike and they ride it here, so it's been treated that way. So it is really cold. Like I haven't started it in a month or two. So I'm gonna try to kick it to life now. It should fire right up with some choke. I'm gonna turn the gas on, and if it doesn't, then I'll have to cut the camera and fire it up, and then you'll see a blip, but we'll see. Usually it's 2 kicks, 3 kicks, even from cold. But this is a hibernation issue. It's been for a long time. So I'm turning the gas on. Well, first. Well, right away, it's not going to work without any gas in it. So I will pause the video and go get some gas. It's centered still. Okay. All right, throw a little bit of gas in here. Fire. On reserve. So yeah, the choke lever part is broken off. So I just pull the cable. Cold, so it's not going to idle as well as it is when you warm it up. But Grab the camera. Also there, yeah, you look. We have a brake light. We have a headlight. High beam indicator works, high beam works. Turn signals do absolutely nothing. And let's check that brake light. Well, brake light works with the front brake. It does not seem to work with the rear brake. So that's an easy thing, I'm sure. Throttle cable's a little sticky too, but like I said, if you're looking for a machine and you only got $1,000 and you got property, this is the machine for you, because there's nothing else out there. This is an adult-sized, works great, drives great bike. So please buy it from me. Thank you.